that all the men in the world are extinct and only 5 remain and you are one of them. And you have to marry 1 billion girls to have children and save the world. That's what happened with the hero of this anime. In the year 2040, in Japan, Ryudo decides to leave his scientific research and his family behind in this world. Because he became infected with a serious illness, his girlfriend was worried about him and said that there is a pharmaceutical company working on making a medicine for this disease. But this drug will be ready after 4 or 5 years, and the problem is that Ryudo will not live that long. So he decided to undergo cold sleep in one of the laboratories, as this technique will not allow the disease to spread in his body. And so he will live for 5 years. But his sister and brother were worried about him. His beloved Lisa also came to say goodbye to him. He gave her his necklace and asked her to keep it for all 5 years. Then he went to sleep and his cute girlfriend's face was the last thing he looked at. And when he woke up, he found a completely different girl who was waiting for him to return. The doctor was looking at him in a strange way, saying that he was completely cured of the disease because they injected him when he was sleeping. It is now in 2045. He wanted to thank the doctor who treated him, but the doctor is not there. He died. The doctor did not want to tell him about the disaster that happened in the world while he was sleeping. Suddenly Mira comes. She said she would tell him everything. They went for a drive around the city by car. Then she told him about the virus called MK. This deadly virus caused the population of the planet to halve. He became shocked and quickly got out of the car. He was worried about his family and his girlfriend. Suddenly he found a girl in front of him. He wanted to talk to her, but she started screaming and ran away from him quickly. The strange thing that he noticed was that all the people were only women. At that moment Mira comes to him and said that the MK virus is a virus that kills only males. There are only 5 males in the world alive and Ryudo is one of them. At that moment, a woman quickly came up and jumped on him. But the bodyguards prevented her from touching Ryudo. Mira then kneels down in front of him like a maid, saying that she wants him to save this world by marrying any girl he wants to have children and restore balance to the world. He watched a documentary about all the things that happened over the past 4 years, but he still can't believe it because he's just a loser. This is because he suggested that Mira resort to artificial methods of having children. But she said that they tried all the scientific methods, but it didn't work out. The only solution is to get married. Yeah! She gave him a screen and told him that he should choose which woman he wanted to marry, but he became ashamed and said that he did not want to. Gay! He still thinks that this is just a trick, so she took him to his big brother. He was in a cold sleep. Then his sister came and told him everything. He was really convinced this time, but he wanted to seize Lisa. She said that Arisa has been missing for 3 years and there is no news about her. Mira said that Arisa is dead because the world is in real chaos due to violence and murder to survive poverty and hunger. So he asked her to shut her mouth and wanted to call his girlfriend. But she was not answering the call. At night, Mira was talking with the president about the loser Ryudo. The president was angry because Ryudo is never interested in marriage. So Mira she went to the Ryudo room and removed the plot. And actually she gave him a kiss from his mouth. At that moment he remembered Eddie's Lisa, so he refused the honey in front of him, saying that he can't have fun while there are a lot of people dead. And while he was trying to sleep, he remembered the necklace he gave to his girlfriend 5 years ago. That necklace contained a tracking device, and he actually started to feel hopeful when he found out that his Lisa was still alive. The next day she took him to many women. She wanted to convince him that he is like a king and all women are his. She said that he should hurry up to have children because all the males who are now in the cold sleeping box will die within a year. He asked her for a 1-month deadline to find a Sisa to marry her, and at the same time he will work hard to manufacture an anti-MK virus. She agrees, but she said she would send a girl to him every night. She can't wait for a whole month. She said that if he really likes his Lisa, all the girls will fail to seduce him. Meanwhile, number 2 Hino Kyuji was in his private room. The girls were giving him a massage while he was watching a movie. He likes this actress very much, and since this anime is the anime of dreams, his escort brought that famous actress to him. Kyuji was the exact opposite of the loser Ryudo, as he was never shy when meeting a girl, and this made him quickly develop the plot with Rena. Ryudo was eating with his sister and Mira. She was eating very greedily, and this made Ryudo wonder where all this food was going. His sister ran away because she noticed that Rito was staring at Apomira, after which she said that she hired a bodyguard and a skilled nurse for him to protect and seduce him at the same time. And when he was going to take a shower, he met Kyoyuji. He knew that Rito hadn't done anything yet, so he said that this was normal. He also at first thought that all this was just a hoax or something like that, but it was real. He said that this place is definitely paradise. Then Rito went to take a shower, but suddenly the power goes out, and from the darkness a woman appears in front of him. He does not see anything in front of him, so he accidentally touched the plot. So she wanted to develop the plot with him in a mythical way, but he lost consciousness. And when he woke up, he found another girl next to him. Then Akane came and slept next to him. And in the morning he was very exhausted because he didn't sleep last night because of his resistance to girls. While he is feeling anxious while talking with Mira about Arisa, Akane comes pushing Apo towards his arm. She wants him to calm down. He asks why she did it. She said that this is her job. But suddenly a giant bear comes. He has been running towards Sui, so he saved her quickly. Akane, she asked Sui to do her job. And suddenly this cute girl turned into a fighting machine. She crushed this bear with one blow. He is surprised because Akane is his nurse while Sui is his bodyguard. Then he went to the lab where she was working Lisa. He wanted to find a cure for the virus, because the number of men who undergo cold sleep in the world is from 1 million to 5 million. Then he remembers his childhood days with Arisa when they decided to become doctors because of their little puppy's illness. Then he appeared on TV. He wanted to tell everyone about his desire to make a vaccine for the virus. Most of the women were shocked because this loser has immunity to the virus. His sister was angry with him because he had become in danger because of his appearance on television. But he said that all this was for the sake of returning life to normal, and the return of his big brother. Then his sister had found a strange bracelet inside a doll Lisa. He quickly took the bracelet and went to the bathroom. It was an audio and video recording of his girlfriend. She told him that the virus was made from man. She is now doing some research on the virus, and also she has a lot of information about this virus. But time does not allow her to tell him everything. When he came out of the headquarters in the evening, he found Mira sitting alone and eating greedily. Then he started talking to her about his desire to make a vaccine, and also told her that she resembled his girlfriend Lisa very much. She apologized to him because of the incident that happened in the morning. So he said that this is normal. He should apologize because he is postponing marriage and having children because he wants to make a vaccine for the virus. Then she smiled and said he was a good man. Then she went to take a shower, but she had a bracelet like the one Rito found. Meanwhile, the organization responsible for the project of having children, they have been watching everyone. They have been making fun of Rito because he wants to make a vaccine, and also they have started to make fun of Kyoji because he is just like a monkey. They were angry at Mira because they groomed her for sex and yet she can't seduce Rito. Also, they have been planning to revive the third male. In the year 2040, there was a boy named Doi. He was poor because all the students were bullying him because he looks like an old man, and also he is disgusting. All the girls hated him very much. They started bullying him when he found his friend being bullied. He defended him, so the bullies started targeting him every day. Every day boys and girls gathered around him, undressing him and forcing him to masturbate in front of them. The only person who was kind to him was his teacher. She knew that Doi was a victim of bullying, so she used to sit with him after the end of each lesson. He said that he started feeling pain in his body during the last period. She is worried about him, so she approaches him saying that his temperature is high and he should go home and go to the hospital. And after he went to the hospital, the doctor told him about his fatal illness, atherosclerosis or something like that, so he has to undergo cold sleep for several years just like Rito. He told his teacher about it, and he also told the students about it, but no one cared about a worthless loser. Only his teacher Honey was worried about him. And while he was going home, he found behind the school a girl he knew who was developing the plot like a bitch. But they found out about him and started kicking him on the stomach mercilessly. He came back home where he was talking to his sister about his illness. His father and mother were busy with work, so he was feeling a bit lonely. But his little sister was also worried about him, and so he went to the hospital. But before he fell asleep, he wished God to change this world a little for the better. When he woke up from sleep, he found a blonde girl in front of him. She was celebrating his return. She took him to his private room and told him about all the things that happened in the world during his sleep. The strange thing is that he believed all that. She said that his father was fine. He asked her about his little sister and his mother because they are in America, but she said that she could not find out because the world is in chaos. Then she took him to class. All the students were calling him by his first name, Shota. He went and sat in his place to study. but all the girls were staring at him with admiration. At that moment, Karen wanted Shota to go with her after the lesson was over, and she actually took him to his teacher Yuzuki. She hugged him quickly and she wanted him to come to her room tonight.
Oh, what the fuck?
He went and sat alone watching the girls in sports class, but he was thinking about the words he heard from his teacher Yuzuki. But he became shy, saying that those things are impossible to happen between him and Yuzuki. She is his teacher after all. At that moment, Karen comes to him. She starts telling him about the names of the girls who play sports in front of him. At the same time, he was thinking about his old classmates who were bullying him. He thinks they died of the virus because they don't exist. But Karen said he should have fun and taste honey of all kinds at school. And at night, he went to Sensei. He blushed because she was wearing light clothes. She apologized for that. Then she started asking him if he saw her as an old woman. He said she was still young. So she got happy and she gave him a kiss from the mouth. Then she jumped on him, and as a result a lot of plot happened that night.
How?
The next day he was thinking about Yuzuki. But at that moment Karen comes to him. He said that he misses the songs he had heard in the past. So she performed his favorite band songs for him. But suddenly Shunka comes. She too was a fan of the same band that Shota likes. So they quickly became friends. But Natsu was jealous, so she poked him. Then she went in a calm way. Then he went to watch a volleyball match between school girls, but he found a girl named Akira with a legendary Apo. At that moment there is an annoying girl who was jealous of Akira, so she went to challenge her to a match, and indeed Akira threw the ball so hard that she dropped this annoying and Shota at the same time. She is worried about him, so she went to him and said that she would compensate him if he got hurt. At that moment he was looking at the giant monster in front of him. Then when he was playing the piano, Yuzuki came to him. She noticed the injury on his forehead, so she kissed the place to help him heal. Then she apologized to him for a lot of the plot last night, but he said he was glad that he did the plot with her. She said she still felt pain in Apo, so she asked him to help get rid of the pain.
Good job!
Karen was watching the results of the loser Riito and the monkey Kyoyuji. She wants to make Shota overcome them all by turning him into a horse. When he woke up in the morning and found Sensei in front of him without a plot, he then went towards her and asked her for some plot for breakfast in the morning. Then Karen took him to the swimming class where all the girls were staring at him. He started to feel ashamed because he is not used to these situations. He was lonely all the time. Then the girls started competing in swimming. All of them wanted to get the first place in swimming to win Shota's admiration. This annoying one wanted to compete, saying that she is so good at swimming that everyone used to call her flying fish in the past. She is jealous because she literally has nothing. There is no difference between her and the boys. While he was at the pool, Akira came to him. She apologized to him for hitting him with the ball yesterday. And since Chifuyu was jealous and resentful of Akira, she embarrassed her in front of Shota by taking off her clothes. So she threw it in the pool, not knowing that it made Shota feel more impressed towards Akira. And suddenly he noticed Natsu, so he greeted her. And at night he was waiting for Sensei with impatience. But she said that she has a lot of work, so she can't come to him tonight. At the same time, Natsu comes to him to sleep in his room. Karen said that the air conditioner is broken and there are not many rooms in the school, or something like that, so she wants him to let the spoiled girl Natsu sleep in his room for some time. She also said that a new girl would come to him every week, and when he woke up the next day, he found Natsu in front of his eyes. He asked her to close her eyes because he would change his clothes. Then he asked her to change her clothes too. But she didn't want to. She said that previously, the servants were helping her change her clothes, so she wants Shota to change her clothes for her. He was really shocked at first, but he helped her, and while eating breakfast Karen told him that he should help her change her clothes in the bathroom. He was surprised to hear this. Then when he found Shunka, he asked her how to change Natsu's clothes in the bathroom. But she started speaking at the top of her voice, saying that he wanted to take a shower with Natsu. She was joking and said that he needed to go to her roommate. After that he wanted Yuzuki to come to him, but she is still working. She said he should spend some time with the other girls too, to be fair. He was thinking all the time that he couldn't sleep at night. Suddenly Natsu comes to him. She couldn't sleep either because she's not used to sleeping alone in bed. So she wanted to sleep with him and he was okay. She said that her father forced her to marry a man 20 years older than her for the sake of work. She is glad that this virus killed all the males in the world. Then she said that she really loves him and wants to stay with him forever. He approached her and gave her a kiss. Then she asked him to develop the plot. And so the plot was developed to the morning. And in the morning he helped her drink water by kissing because she was very spoiled. After he met Yuzuki, he apologized to her because he did the exercises to develop the plot with someone else. She said that he belongs to everyone. Then she ran away with tears filling her eyes. He got angry and went to Karen to find out the truth from her. He said that Karen wanted him to love all the girls in this school. While she is fighting the MK virus, he really does not understand anything. So she took him to class, and she said that this school, and the one in it belonged to him. She said that she wanted him to get married and have children who were immune to the virus like him. She asked everyone to take off their clothes, and everyone, without exception, carried out the order. Meanwhile, Rito was spending all his time finding a vaccine for the virus, and also he became very famous. He was opening live broadcasts and answering all the questions of girls like Bit. Then he met Kyoyuji. He told him that he will become a father very soon. Rito became happy after hearing this news, saying that he could never imagine it.
Get out of here.
Meanwhile, the organization was monitoring the results as usual. Kyoyuji and Shoto were developing the plot, and that's good. But Rito was busy just making the vaccine, so they decided to fire Mira from the post and hire another girl. The next day when Rito was going to the lab, he found a strange girl in front of him. She was shy of men, and this made her feel nervous during Rito's interview, so she fell on top of him. He was shy because she was almost naked. At that moment there was another strange girl who was watching them. She went to Rito and said that she would expose him because he is just a perv who stalks women all the time. Hirota Maria and Katajiri Ria, the new escorts of the loser Rito. The organization kicked Mira out of the position, but she will still be a candidate to become Rito's wife. He was angry and asked them to cancel this order, so they said that it will happen when Rito f***ed Maria now.
That was easy.
After they left, Katajiri said that the reason Mira was fired from her job was his selfishness. She asked him to go marry any girl, but he was shy and turned the other way like a whore. She said that if he continues in this state, all his freedoms will be restricted, and this includes research on the MK virus. Then she went to meet Mira because she is her friend. She said that Rito considers women just tools, but Mira said that this is completely wrong. She wishes Katajiri to change Rito a little. Then she said that she became beautiful. She became shy when she heard these words. On the train, Rito was asking where they were going. Hirota said that the place was Hot Springs, and also to meet someone important who knows valuable information about the MK virus. When he heard this talk, he became excited and got up from his place, so she got nervous and poured juice on her clothes. Then she went to the bathroom to change her clothes, but Rito went to her and asked her about her research on this virus. She started gossiping about the world of viruses and science, but suddenly he wanted to know her opinion about whether this virus was man-made. And she really became interested in this idea. She quickly brought him into the room and said that the city they were going to was the city where the first person infected with the MK virus appeared. They got to the place. Akane said that if Maharu had been with them it would have been better. But Katajiri said that she couldn't let strangers come here, she was disgusting. And suddenly she was being beaten with a pillow on her ugly face. Then Rito went to the hot spring, but suddenly all the girls came to him. Akane wanted him to help the girls wash their backs, and he really started doing it. But when it was Akane's turn, it became a lot different, as she put his hand into the plot for development. So he quickly ran away and left Honey shy and angry. Then they went to the wife of the man who was the first victim of the virus. She was angry and didn't want to tell them anything. So Rito went to her and asked her what she wanted from him to give them information. She wanted him to sleep with her, but then she said she was joking. They left the room without any evidence or any information about the beginning of the emergence of the virus. And at night this old woman was talking to Erisa, saying that Rito came here today.
あんたの大事な人が来たよ、エリサ。
And the next day they came back again to the old woman. She asked Rito to stop making vaccines and start making babies.
Got it!
She said that this life is every man's dream, but he said he didn't want because he didn't have this side of his personality. So she asked him if he was gay. He said that he is not, but he loves another girl and will never marry another. And also this girl is also working on finding a vaccine for the virus, and this made him walk in her footsteps. She smiled a little and then fell asleep, saying she never wanted to see them again. At night he went to the hot spring and asked Sui to guard the place from the girls, but suddenly she realized that some students were coming to the spring, so she asked Rito to hide quickly. He went to the sauna, but suddenly he found a blonde girl sitting next to him. He wanted to get out quickly because he is gay, but she said that if he got out of here she would scream. She wanted him to play a game with her. The one who endures the sauna heat the most is the winner, but she was resorting to complex methods. She was seducing him by undressing, but he said that he is gay, he has a strong samurai spirit. and in fact he was able to endure more than her. She lost consciousness, so he took her to his room to give her some water. He wanted to go to call the nurse, but she grabbed his hand. She wants him to drink her water with his mouth. He disagreed, but she threatened him again, so he quickly wanted to carry out her orders, but at the same time the girls came into the room. Then they left him alone with this foreign girl to complete his work with her. But despite the honey and strawberries in front of him, he never did anything. Then he went to the hospital to meet the old lady. Suddenly she asked him to bring a jam pie for white beans. Katajiri was going to go, but the old woman said she wouldn't eat the pie unless Ryudo brought it to her. And he actually went to buy the pie. But the old woman wanted him to go take advantage of the opportunity and talk to Mira. She started asking her about Ryudo's character. She said that he was a kind-hearted but selfish young man who preferred to do his research on the virus to get married and have children. She said that he had all the desires like other men, but he was fighting her to save the world from the virus. After he brought her the pie, she said that she didn't want to eat it now because Ryudo was too late. And then she started asking him about his desire to have children. He said that if it really saves the world, he will get married one day. She said that this is considered a betrayal of the girl he loves. But he said that if he really gets married, he will be forced to. He said that he will remain in love with one girl forever. She smiled a little and said that she would tell them about her husband tomorrow, and indeed they were happy with this news. But at night, an unknown person comes to the hospital and injected the old lady, and the next day her state of health suddenly became very bad. The nurse gave this photo to Ryudo because the old lady had asked her to do it last night. And then they went to the hospital where the old woman's husband died. It was completely abandoned. Sui was so afraid of ghosts that she stuck to the loser Ryudo because of a drop of water. Meanwhile, Kyoji was enjoying his life as a real man, the girl who was the most popular in the place where he worked. Now she feeds him strawberries like a maid, while the blonde girl was drinking it by mouth because Kyoji was thirsty. Rina was jealous, so she approached him to develop the plot. And so he started developing the plot with them through Apo and Thonji, and the train entered the tunnel with the plot. But at the same time he began to get bored. He said that he wanted to try something new.
What do you mean by that?
At the same time, Akane, she went to the hot spring to meet Katajiri. She pushed her hard, saying that the way that old woman died was by poison. She is suspicious of Katajiri, so she was questioning her. But Katajiri was stubborn and didn't want to tell any information to her. The next day, Katajiri reviewed that photo to Ryudo. She checked it, but there is nothing strange in it. He also does not know why the old woman gave him this photo. Kuroda said that her little sister is studying at this school, the same school Shota is studying at. She said that her little sister is very smart, so she thinks she is too busy studying. But she is developing the plot with Shota. Meanwhile, Kyoji was in a luxury car with Naniko. He came to the city to choose a milk girl or woman because he started to get bored. But he saw Ryudo's sister. He liked her smile, so he wanted to marry her and quickly asked the driver to follow her. Ryudo finds out that this photo is connected to the bracelet, and in fact he got a data set that carries information about the MK virus. He was thinking about this information, so he asked Kuroda about the reason why research on the virus is so slow. She said that the reason is they are primates. They provide all scientific resources to improve food production only. At that moment Naniko comes. She wanted to meet Ryudo now. She said that Kyoji wants to marry Maharu. He said that his sister is not ready yet, so he went to meet Kyoji. Also Maharu said she didn't want to do that command, so she ran away quickly. At that moment Kyoji became begging him, saying that he really loves her. He wants to go out with her on a date, and maybe she will like him. So he wants Ryudo to convince his sister about it. He said he will ask her first, but he can't promise him anything. And actually he became happy, saying that Ryudo is his brother. When he went to take a shower, he found Akane and Kuroda. He started to feel shy, but Akane said she wanted to talk to him about something important. This is the only way because they are under surveillance. She warned him about joining. She said that the scientists who started to discover a vaccine for the virus suddenly disappeared. She also said that her mother is the director of Kahara, so she knows a lot of facts. At that moment Katajiri comes. She thinks that something strange is happening between them. But then she left and went to her friend Mira. She hugged her from behind, saying that she really loves her. But Mira rejected her and said that she is not her lover. And that's what makes this disgusting. She hates Ryudo. Basically she hates all men, but she hates Ryudo so much because he was so close to Mira all the time. Meanwhile, Akane has found a suitable hiding place away from surveillance to continue the investigation and research on the virus. However, it is still dangerous because of Katajiri. The next day he goes to the refugee women because they have been causing trouble in the city lately. So she sends Ryudo because he is too famous with some food to silence the women. And actually a lot of women were happy to see this loser, but at the same time there is a group of girls who are still angry. There was also a girl on top of the building with snipers. She wanted to assassinate Rito. At that moment another girl came and stopped her. This is the younger sister of Ugly Katajiri. She is also a lesbian just like her sister. She asked her younger sister to protect Rito from Mira. Kyoji was on a date with Maharu, and also the loser was with them too. Kyoji wanted to get to know her more, and he started asking her about her favorite music genre, but she was completely ignoring him coldly. Suddenly the waitress comes with scary features because she is Kyoji's mistress. Fucking stupid. After Maharu she started to get bored, so she rejected him. This made him really angry as he treated the girls differently after returning to his room. Meanwhile everyone was in the secret hideout. Kuroda, she heard the sound of knocking on the door. She was afraid to find out about them. But she was Akane with a mask is not scary. Then they started researching and investigating and finally came to something important. They found that the hospital where the virus appeared was the same place where the most prominent women scientists disappeared. This explains that this hospital was a laboratory for the development of the MK virus. At night when Shota was trying to sleep, Natsu wanted to develop the plot with him a little, so she gave him a kiss. But he said that he is not in a good mood today. He is starting to feel strange about this place. Then he went to get some air but finds Karen. He asked her about the possibility of him leaving this school. She said no, so he started to feel frustrated because he will stay here forever. But she was joking with him, saying that he could leave this place after he graduated. In the morning, the date came to choose the girl who will live with Shota. The first was Chifuyu, but her luck was as bad as her body. Then Shunka, but she failed to choose the right sign. The girl who will be Shota's roommate is Rika. He goes to the bathroom but she comes to him. She pushes him on the floor saying she can't wait for the night. She wants the train to take off quickly now to develop the plot. But he didn't want to see her ugly face and ran away quickly. He went to the library. In the past he always came to this library when he was bullied. While he was stuck in his memories, Shunka came to him. She sat next to him. Then she asked him about the bruises on his arm. He said that the reason was bullying him in the past. Then he started crying. But she took off her clothes and said she too like him. She too was a victim of bullying in middle school. She said that the past was really painful, so she always came to this library to listen to some music alone. They noticed that they were similar. She asked him to show her his bruises. Then they started kissing each other, as a result of which they developed the plot further, after which he took her to his room. But he found that annoying Rika. She was upset because Shota brought another girl into the room. She became angry because she found out that Shota didn't even know her name. But this disgusting knew that Shota had developed the plot with Shunka, so she immediately took off her clothes and asked him for the same. But Shunka was defending him, and as a result they started fighting and shouting, and this made Shota nervous, so he quickly went outside for a walk for a bit. He wanted to meet Yuzuki-sensei, but she didn't want to talk to him because of the director and Karen, and while he was sitting alone, Akira came to him. She really had a giant weapon, and this made Shota absent-minded because of that weapon. She asked him about the wound on his forehead. He said it was gone, but the place still hurts a little, so she apologized to him again, saying she would do anything for him. He was really a son of a bitch, so he asked her to raise the plot a little higher to do some massage for her, and she actually carried out his orders. But then he apologized to her and quickly ran away. He was feeling remorse, so he went to her to apologize to her in the morning. She said she would forgive him if he helped her clean the sports equipment. He's okay, but she took him to a dark place and jumped over him. He doesn't understand what's going on. She said she couldn't take it anymore because she loves him. And actually she started kissing him, and also she tied his leg. And the plot this time was really legendary. At night, he rejected Rika and kicked her out of his room. And this was the first night he slept alone after waking up from a cold sleep. The next day the rules changed. Karen said that Shota will have a new girl every day, and not every week. And also he has to give a morning kiss to the girl who was chosen. Karen chose Rika again, so she wants him to give her a kiss. He was shy and couldn't for several reasons, so Karen, she asked everyone to close their eyes, and they actually did it. After Rika she gave him a kiss, but she wanted to give him the second kiss, so he became nervous because he hates her and was going to run away, but he fell to the ground hard, and this injured his hand. Karen was worried about him because he is the treasure of mankind. So she took him to the doctor. The doctor actually treated him, but she wanted to examine his entire body, and this made him feel more excited, but he wondered about the enormous size of this bed. Moments later, Karen comes with 3 girls. She wants them to help Shota feel comfortable to heal his injury quickly, and so they started developing the plot with him. At that moment, Karen was watching everything from the camera. She was grooming another beautiful girl for him. In the science room, the annoying Chifuyu was making a medicine that would make Shota love her, but he came to her so she was scared. Then she asked him about her beauty. Is she suitable for him like the rest of the girls? He gave her a kiss on her forehead and thanked her. She got excited and wanted to develop the plot with him immediately, but he said that he would develop the plot with her when she becomes big. So she went looking for her sister to help her make a growth machine or something like that. Then when he was going to his room, he found Karen. She said that she had traveled to another city for family reasons. She would stay away for at least 2 years, and this made him really angry and he was going to hit her in the face. But he started to get frustrated and went to sleep, saying that he wanted to sleep alone tonight. He had been thinking about Yuzuki all night. And the next day he completely changed, as he was shamelessly kissing any girl, and also he was developing the plot every night. And when he was absent-minded and thinking about Yuzuki, suddenly Karen said that there was a new girl she would study with them from today. But he got shocked when he saw her. The reason is that in the past, when students were bullying him, they were beating him and calling him a soccer ball. At that moment, Hishino comes with her friends for her meal. Her friends asked her to leave, but she said that she wanted to eat in this place, while Shota was being insulted and bullied. And when he was thinking about these sad memories, Hashin came to him. She approached him and said that she needs help. She wants to develop the plot with him so as to increase her chance of getting a job. She wants to become an entertainment artist or something like that. He smiled a little and asked her to remove her clothes now in this place. She got shocked, but he said he was joking. He never wants to talk to her because of her actions in the past. She went to Shunka and Natsu, saying she wanted to know more about Shota's personality, what things he likes and dislikes. But the girls were disgusted with her, so they refused her request and went. Basically, she is 3 years older than them, so it's impossible for them to become classmates. At that moment, the Dutch Kawakira comes, saying that all the girls in this school are competing to get Shota's heart. However, they are friends. But Hashin is older than them and she is also a stranger, so she is an outcast. Meanwhile, Karen, she told Shota everything about this new girl Hashin. He said she doesn't like him because she just wants to work, so it seems strange and annoying. So Karen asked Shota to give Hashin a chance to prove her strong desire to develop the plot and get on the train. She asked Hashin to appear in front of the students wearing only a thongi. She wants her to come to school tomorrow in only underwear. She became angry, saying that she wants to deal with Shota and not Karen. So Karen said that she is Shota's escort and everyone should carry out her orders. And she really carried out the orders, so Shota agreed to develop the plot with her and gave her a kiss, after which he asked her to come to the roof after the class was over. He said he would develop the plot with her and then he would talk to UW to find a job for her. But it will be in front of some girls. She is surprised, so she wants to go to his room. But he said that the plot will be developed here, and he actually did the job successfully. And at night he confessed and said that this school is really great. So Karen said that she would carry out all his orders except for him leaving school. She wants him to do more crazy things. He wanted to develop the plot with her, but he was joking, and then he said that he wanted her to bring him a girl. Meanwhile, loser Rito was working on discovering some facts about the MK virus, and actually he got to an important thing, which is that the virus was manufactured here in one of the old hospitals.
Why are you gay?
Lucky Shota was with the doctor measuring the plot sizes like Apo and several things. After Akira left, the doctor said that taking measurements this year was much easier because Shota is with them. He said that this is nonsense because doing it through a machine will be much easier. She said that the reason is obvious. She wants Shota to have fun. Then she started doing fun movements on the bed in front of Shota. He started breathing hard when he saw the doctor. Days later, Karen, she brought him the girl he wanted to see. This girl was always bullying him with the boys. And also she is the same girl whose boyfriend beat Shota and caused him bruises. And now she's tied up just like a dog. And that's how he started to take revenge on her, where he asked her to relieve the pain of bruises while he was sitting on the toilet. He was laughing hysterically because finally he would get his revenge. Meanwhile, Karen was talking to one of the officials at UW. She asked her about Yuzuki. She said she was fine, and then she asked Karen to send any girl who gets pregnant to her. It is clear from the speech that Yuzuki is pregnant. Then she said that there is a woman from the world headquarters coming to Japan, and also they will deliver the number 2 Ryudo to them. However, the school is still a safe place. No one knows what is happening in secret until this moment. While Shota has been kissing girls every morning as the plot develops further. This is because he doesn't know about the plot they are planning from UW. He really does not care about anything in life except girls. Even at the pool he was mythologically developing the plot. Erika was literally just like his pet. She was sleeping and eating just like an animal. And after he developed the plot a little he went to sleep. But in the middle of the night he started hearing a strange voice coming from the pet. She was wanting some medicine because she was addicted to drugs in the past. And he actually had the medicine, but she had to kiss him by the mouth first to get the medicine. The next day Ryudo was going with the girls to that hospital. He said that maybe he would find his beloved Lisa. Finally, the women from UW World finally arrived in Japan. The boss was that woman who was trying to seduce Ryudo in the sauna. At the same time, the UW affiliate of Japan was in a meeting. They were preparing a plan and also said that the reason this woman came was a female affiliate named Izanami. Meanwhile, Lucky Shota, when he walked into the classroom, he went straight to one of the girls and kissed her. He wanted to develop the plot with her at night, but she refused for one of the girl's reasons. And at night, this girl, when she was outside, suddenly she started talking to Mira to carry out a secret plan. Shota started to get bored of repeating the same thing, so he wanted to develop the plot more with a group of girls. And also when he was visiting the doctor, he was developing the plot with her. On the other hand, Ryudo was discovering this old hospital with girls. Sui was afraid of ghosts. So honey Akane was scaring her even more. Then Akane, she asked Ryudo about his feelings for Mira. He said nothing, like a fool. So she started mocking him, saying that he is just a Sui was trying to defend this loser. So Akane, she scared her again. So Sui, she hit the wall and smashed it. This is not just an ordinary wall but a secret door. The corridor was narrow, so they began to explore it cautiously. Ryudo discovered a small window, so Akane wanted to see what was happening below. But suddenly they fell into a strange place in front of one of the UW bound. They found out that this place is the laboratory where they made the MK virus. So she wanted to kill them all, but at the same moment comes that Mansfield blonde. She is in charge of the security department at the headquarters of the organization. Then the hospital started to collapse because there was a bomb inside, so they quickly escaped and got into the helicopter. Meanwhile, Pope had arrived at the UW headquarters. She had gone with them for a meeting, but she had discovered the dirty deeds they had done during the 4 years. The MK virus industry, the illegal exploitation of the population of Japan, and many other businesses. She knows all this because of the spy Shuto. In the helicopter, Mansfield said she discovered there were other surviving males who were immune to the virus, and she said members of the group should have helped Ryudo make a vaccine for the virus. Everyone is shocked by this information, but then she started talking about Lisa. She said that she works with an anti-UW activist, so she is looking for her to arrest her. Suddenly they saw an explosion at the school where Shota lives. She said that the Izanami member kidnapped Shota at this moment. Shota was with Yuzuki sensei. She wanted to hug him, but all this was just a dream. He is now in a hospital because of his injuries as a result of that sudden explosion. The nurses said that all his wounds have completely healed. Then Karen, she apologized to him and told him about the one who was trying to kidnap him, but they failed. Then the girls came to visit him because they were worried about him. He asked them and said he wished they were okay. But the girls started crying so hard because they were scared for him. At night when he was outside, she said that the school was surrounded by an electric barrier, but it was a traitor at the school who disabled the barrier. Then she said that she was going to Tokyo and she was taking Shota with her, and the reason was that one of the members of the UW World Association was coming to this place. She wants to take the opportunity to reach the top. She is the president of the UW World, so she wants Shota to become the #1 man in the world. She asked him to cooperate with her to get to the top. He was reluctant at first but agreed. In the end, he will develop the plot only with the girls. At the same moment, the spy was watching them. Then she hid and talked toys Lisa. She wants her to take good care of Karen. The Izanami joined were doing a strange ritual before reviving the number 4. They said that the male number 4 would become their sacred servant. Shota, when she was talking to the escorts, she wants them to bring the number 1 for them. She said that they will know the truth when they arrive. And they actually went and interviewed Mansfield. She told them about everything that happened and also about the Izanami affiliate. Everyone was feeling nervous because of this dangerous information about the Japanese UW and the Izanami affiliate. She said that the Arisa that Ryudo is looking for is one of the leaders of the Izanami affiliate. He was thinking about her all the time. But suddenly he picked up a small signal about the location of the necklace, so he wanted to look for her quickly, but at that moment Akane comes to him. She took him to the bathroom to talk to him. She said that her mother Kahara was arrested because she was accused of making the MK virus. But she never believed this news. She said that when her little brother died, her mother did not come to the funeral. The reason was that she did not have time because she was busy fighting the spread of the virus. He was moved by her words and said he would go to Mansfield to let them visit Kahara. At that moment, Kuroda comes saying that something serious has happened. In actuality, Lisa has hacked the system and is now sending a message to the world. She said that it was the UW Global affiliates who created the MK virus to kill all men and create a women-only world. She also said that there are giant scientific laboratories and resources in America, and her mission is to find a way to have children by women only without the need for men. All men who are still in cold sleep are at risk. And also all the numbers as well. There is a possibility to turn them into tools for experiments before eliminating them. But the broadcast was suddenly interrupted before she leaked all the information. Ryudo went rushing to that blonde. She was ignoring his words and said Thaddeus's words are completely wrong. Basically, if that information were true, Ryudo would be dead by now. Then she started to take off her clothes and said that the Japanese summer was very hot, and since Ryudo was just a loser version, he quickly ran away. But he found Akane. She didn't get enough information from her mother either, so now she wants Ryudo to quickly escape from this place. And they actually went quickly with Kuroda and Sui. They finally reached the gate, but Sui said that there are people behind this door. However, he opened the door but he became shocked. There is a secret room and there was a stranger with white hair standing in front of him. He said it was Doi Shota. What happened to him was that he entered a capsule to increase his lifespan with the help of his companion Karen. Then Karen, she asked Ryudo about the Mansfield character. He said that she is a woman who is difficult to recognize what is going on in her brain. He said that he does not know the truth about Izanami and UW, but what he knows is that Lisa is not evil. And at the same time Mansfield, she saved his life, so he is confused. After Kuroda, she quickly went to see her little sister Chifayu. She was fine, so she hugged her tightly. After Chifayu, she asked Kuroda about her developing the plot with Ryudo, so she got nervous and said that it never happened. At the same time, Shota was talking to Karen about the loser Ryudo. She said that he is a completely emotional person. Then he asked her about Yuzuki-sensei, so she said she was in a safe and secret place. Ryudo was thinking of a way to escape from this place, but he wanted to take Mira with him, so he wanted to talk to her a little about it in the bathroom. She is shocked that he trusts her so much, so she asks him if she told UW about this plan. He said that he didn't think about this because he trusted her, but she said that she would run away with him, but on one condition. He should develop the plot with her now.
Women.
He refused, and this made her very sad. Since childhood she was always thinking about him. She was waiting for him to wake up from a cold sleep all the time. Then she started slowly approaching him to kiss him, and also he was going to give her a kiss.
He's beginning to believe.
But Pop comes and she breaks down the door. She picked them up and said she was going to take Ryudo to America. She said Sui and Akane were arrested, but at that moment Akane and Sui attacked them. But Pope was so fast that she grabbed Mira and also she put the gun to her head. Suddenly Katajiri comes and she saves them, saying that she will help them to escape from this place. The place was in a mess because of their escape. Meanwhile, Karen, she went to talk to Mansfield. She wanted to make a deal with her. No one knows what it is, but the important thing is that Karen wanted to meet the 3 wise women. 3 old women who rule the world and are known for their extreme dislike of men. Mansfield agrees, but Shota should cooperate with them too. Then she asked her why she wanted to control Japan. But Mansfield said she didn't want to control Japan, but she wanted to protect Japan, meaning one. So Karen, she asked her to give her this position. She said that a Japanese person should be the one who rules Japan. Ryudo managed to escape and hid in a place where he found his sister and some older women. Katajiri said that he will rest a little here until the night. He is asking how they will go, so she said that she has a plan. He thanked her for the help, but she, as usual, was doing all this for Mira. And already at night they went to the port. There is a giant ship that will take them to where Izanami is bound. He thanked Mira for everything and hugged her, saying that he would come back one day for her. Then they went to the ship and found this girl. She said that Izanami's real place is in China and not Japan, specifically in Taiwan. Then he got a call from number 1 Kyoyuji. He was angry that the blonde girl locked him up and also she prevented him from developing the plot. And he said that he admired Ryudo's courage. Meanwhile, Mira and Katajiri have been arrested for betraying UW, and she also said that it's time to complete the plan to kill all the men in the world. Shota, when he was going to his room, he saw Renee. He said she was very beautiful, so Karen took him to one of the places where hot springs and women. She said that the development of the plot was forbidden to all men except Shota. She asked him to have fun and do whatever he wants. He smiled and said that this world is really wonderful. Literally, he is the luckiest one among all men. Ryudo finally arrived in Taiwan, and there he found his Boulevardi's Lisa waiting for him. He hugged her tightly and said that he would make a vaccine for the MK virus with her. And this is the end of the first season, quite simply.